trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, so we're going to focus on the gold market here this morning because we talked about it last week quite a bit because there was so much support setting here at this level of 333.3, and we mentioned that if this doesn't hold, we are going south. And as you can see here, we've had a big break, $30 below that. Very happily to tell you that one of my good friends, whose birthday happens to be today, Mr. Tony A., sold it right there at the exact 382 of that high last night. And look and see what's happened. That was a big move. So a good happy birthday to someone who really deserves it. Anyway, that's what we're watching here in the gold market. This is a 4-hour chart, so we have a pretty good idea. Folks, what sets up is we're looking at something pretty significant from the high here in June to the low here in July. And then up here, that sets up a monster ABCD. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put up the daily chart, and you'll be able to see it a little better. So let me refresh it here. Hold on one second. And you'll see there's where we are. Clean out all this. And this is what we want to be watching. It's still very bullish, folks. This is nothing more than a correction in a really bullish market. So this is going to give you a really good chance to get long the gold here. There's your ABCD pattern coming in right here. Now, one of the things that we always use is the 382. So let's go back and look to see where we are. Now, this one's already gone below that 382. So you have another low that's way back here where the market corrected. Folks, this was a $220 correction right before the big move. You know, remember, there it is right there. And then it went from there all the way up to 35.50. And so now all we're doing now, there's your big ABCD. Okay, there's your first retracement here. That was a really nice one. We bought that one. That was pretty good. But here's where we're going to be looking from that level. The reason for that is because that level right here took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. This one took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So these are the two that you have to consider. All right, so we know our assumption is that we got an ABCD here. There's no question about that. We'll draw that in right now, and you'll see where we are. Let's get up. This is what I cover in the videos each night. But there's your ABCD coming in right here. You can see we're $70 away from that. That's a big amount of money. And believe me, when it gets below here, there's not going to be anybody that wants to buy it, are they? Just like they didn't here. Once they went below here, nobody wanted to buy it. But what was that? Shut the front door and raise the rent. Nothing more than a perfect ABCD. And from there, it rallied over $230 an ounce and then backed off. You can see the 3 drive to a top pattern right here. We were showing you that just a few days ago, well, a month ago back here on June 16th. But this is really setting up nicely. So we've got a 325 here to look at. So the two things we want to be watching, and the reason why this one here is so important right here, because this was the acceleration right here on February 28th. If you remember, that was right before the stock market broke. So that's the one you want to be watching. We're going to look at both of them because the first one would be right here, and that's going to tell you, look where you are. There's your 382. Look at that, 325. So we take out the 382 by this. It's still almost exactly 382 off of that. And if we wait and see what the next one was from this high right here to that one, there's where we want to be watching, 31.74. So this is going to be the zone if we're correct. And, you know, we're ready to break through this already. I mean, we basically have. So we will be heading down in the gold. The question is, we're going to get to 3.225 or 3.175. That's a $50 spread. Now, we need to do something else if we're going to be watching this from a long-term perspective, is to look at the weekly. I'm going to have to refresh this. So let's get this up here and make sure we have it all refreshed and there's where we are. We've been up 20 weeks here in that run, folks. Now we've been backing off a little bit. See, we're off about, we're off about 12 weeks already. So you can see we have lower tops, okay? But let's go back and see. Now this was the really big one. This was on the election. Remember, November the 4th. That's when the thing really bottomed, and then it had a tremendous run up to the top. So we haven't had a 382 on this. I don't think so. By golly, we did. Shut the front door. There it is right there, folks. There's your 382 off of that. We probably talked about it before. I've forgotten it, but there it is. And this tells me, folks, this up here, looking at this now, this could be major distribution from a long-term basis in gold. The key to this will be below this level right here. Remember we talked about 3174? That's that ABCD right here. We start going below here. Fact is, this is a type of trade. This is the type of trade that brings in the commercials when you break down a monthly low. This was the high in April, folks. April, May, June, July. We're almost in August. That's 5 months, and we haven't made a new high. That tells you this is distribution. So I'm not so sure about buying it down there at 32.25. You have to do that because that's this number right here on the weekly. You have to trade ABCDs. You either trade them or you don't. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But boy, if you find anything better, please let the old cowboy know, because at 32.25, I got to look at that on this weekly, because you're going to be sitting right there in anybody's business. You're going to be looking at an absolute weekly. Are you ready for this, folks? A weekly Gartley right there at 32.25. You got the ABCD. There's your 618. We're going to go through that. That's probably where the cells will trigger, and you get down to this last one right here. So this is on our watch list. Remember, folks, we've had tremendous moves here in copper, platinum, palladium, silver. All of them have gone, wacko to the upside, but the only ones that have made new highs was the gold market. The silver certainly didn't. No, it didn't. Neither did palladium. Neither did platinum. Neither did what was the other one? Copper. Copper did. Copper did. Made a higher high at 582. And since we're talking about that, let's talk about it right now, because we had a little trying to sell some copper here this morning. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the weekly chart so you can see that we did make a new high. You can see right here last week. A week after last, and there it is right there at that 585. Oh, we're at 561 today. Boy, they beat it up pretty good today. There's your new high on the year. Copper has never been that high before. 583, folks. Oh, excuse me, 596. It almost hit $6 a pound. You're not going to see pennies anymore, folks, because it's going to be too expensive for them to print pennies. So what we're going to do is we're going to go weekly, then we're going to go down to the daily and put it up. And there's the daily. You can see the new high. Whoa, did we have a shut the front door and raise the rent? We had a monster move down in copper today. Holy moly, guacamole. Let's see what this means. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Look at this one right here, folks, today. There's Sunday night. Oh, I wonder if that was a 382. What are the odds on that? If that is, somebody's got to jump out the window. Okay, there's your high. And there's your low. Oh, my goodness. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Let's see how much money that was. From 583 down to 543, that's 40. Oh, that's a $10,000 move in copper today. And the rally back so far today has been, hang on, exactly 382. You can't make this up. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is Larry Pesavento back. I'll try not to be as corny as I was on the last segment. This was the high level right here, was that 382. You can see it took about 7 hours to reach that. There at 583. From 583, it went to 543. That's 40 cents or $10,000. The rally back was right at the 382. I bring that to your attention just to show you those are the things that I look at. Did I sell it there? I wasn't even watching it at that time, folks. That was in the middle of the night, and I was talking to the Sandman. Okay, let's get rid of the copper here, because the fact that it has did this, folks, and the stock market is, backing off just a little bit. The Dow's only down like 70 points. S&P's down a tiny bit, but this may be a major high in some of these things. That's what we're looking at. That's why I was spending so much time on all these charts. I've never seen so many ABCD charts worldwide, folks. I never have, and I've looked at charts for 62 years. And when you see them in major markets like the German market and in the Hong Kong market, which is the gateway to China, what I think is one of the greatest, countries in the world. I hope they respect that one of these days. They will. We buy so much from them, and they buy a lot from us. And China doesn't go to war, folks. They haven't been to war in 700 years. Wish we could say that. We're in constant war here in the United States. Okay, let's get rid of this and get on to some of the things that you folks like to watch, and that is what the markets are doing. We've got one market that we've been wrong on. Let's get this up here. I want to be talking about it here. This is the soybean market. Now, it's not hurting us badly. It's only out a few cents, but you can see it's backed off quite a bit from where we were looking at it just the other day. We remember we were trying to buy it down in this zone right here, and it looked like, you can see here, it looked like really good coming into the weekend. And, of course, the weather turned bad, and we bought it at 19, and now it's at 13. We're out a total of $300 on that. The others we have done, pretty well. But that's the way it's looking. And remember, beans do not count until we start in the end of 1st of August to the end of August. That's when the beans, make their play. And the reason why we bought this trade was our old friend, Mr. ABCD, was right here. And hold on just a second. I got to take this. This is my good buddy, his birthday. Hold on. Hey, birthday boy, I'm right in the middle of the radio show. When can I meet you? I'll call him when I'm done. We'll have lunch. All right. You got it. Bye-bye. It's Tony's birthday today, and I'm going to take him to lunch. Hold on here. Now, you can see there was the ABCD that we're looking at here in the soybean. So whether that's going to mean much or not, I'm not sure, but we're going to watch it as we go through. Get back to a couple other things that I wanted to mention here quickly here, and that is in the NASDAQ. Let me get over here and show you in the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ had a monster move last night, folks. This is the big gap up when they found out that the European Union had accepted our trade agreement, that they were only going to charge them 15% instead of 3,000%. And we went up to 23.55, and it all went down to this. Now, NVIDIA has made a new high of the day by another $0.50. I pointed that chart out on a long-term basis. I'm just an ABCD person, and that's all I look for, folks. That's all I look for. Now, here's what happened last night. You can see the NASDAQ broke all the way down. It dropped well over 150 NASDAQ points, filling the gap, okay? Now, this gap must be important. So we know that that's a very important gap. So we go back to our low right here, and you can see that that's probably exactly 50%. Let's see what the guess is. Ooh, it's a little bit, almost. Uh-oh, I can see. You see how it misses the 61%? Check this low out, cowboy. Let's take a look at this one. I'm going to bring this up here and show you where we are. From the low here up to the high right there. That's exactly 50%. So we get below here, folks. This means, and we're filling this gap, this means this might just back off a little bit more. The fact that it went all the way back to the 10th of June, and in one day, it dropped, 235, it's 150 points to the downside. If we get below that, that's most probably telling us that this top is in. The reason for that is the rally, big down move, okay? There's your 382 back. Let's just draw it again. Hold on so you can see it. There's the break, all right? All right, there was your first 382 right here, remember? And then what you do when the market makes a new low, you do the second 382. It helps you to tell you whether the trend is moving or not, okay? It went a little little above it, right to the 50%. Then we down one more time. And we had, look at this. Remember, this is taking a couple hours to make these points. So these are real spots. You think these guys on Wall Street don't watch these things? And there was your 382. It hit it for well over an hour, and now we're trading $700 below that. We get below here, that's when the real trouble will rise. So it filled the gap, and then it had the rally. So right now it's just, it still looks bullish, but not as bullish as before. All right, the next one we want to take a look at here is I've gone through the gold. That's pretty good. Hold on, let's get up here to take a look at this. This is the crude oil. I want to bring the crude up on the hourly basis, because what we were looking at last night, and this was this 382 right here. This was your ABCD right here. You could tell by this that we were going to get to there. The reason why is a strong move out of this. That's where it measured to. We tried it here. We were gone there. And, of course, we've gone all the way up to here. And, oh, my goodness, I just see this right now. How many people like ABCD? Johnny, pull your placard out here. Let's take a look how many people really like it. And out of the cornball section of Tucson, Arizona, comes another AB equals CD. Thank you, Mr. Mark D. And what was the high? 67.01. And where is it trading? 66.40. If you did that, you got 600 simoleons in your pocket, or your break even. But that's what that is. That's over the 23rd of July, up to the 25th of July, down to the 27th in July, up to the 28th of July. That's an ABCD. Why people don't respect that, I'm not sure, but what I can tell you, it looks pretty good to me. That's all I can say about it. Now, let's switch over to the corn market, which is not helping anybody. We've tried the corn once. It made a little money, and we haven't tried it since. But here's the Christmas corn. We're getting it up here today. It's still trying, but you can see they're still banging it around. It's going lower and lower. This is a weekly timeout. Let's get that out of the way there. Hold on a minute. There's where we are. You see, we've tried it here a few times. The last high was here at the 382. There's where we bought it. We sold it there. And here's where we are now. This is really important, folks, where we are today. We'll blow this up. I'm going to clean it out just a little bit, because this is either your last buying opportunity in corn, or she's going a lot lower because look where it stopped today. The low today was the exact 786. This was the exact 618. It rallied 7 cents. Now, so far, we've only rallied 3 cents, but this is really important. If we go below here, there's no help. Just like we went below here, there was some help, but below here, there is no help because that means you've got this large A, B, C, D that's going to take corn way down below to this level down here, which is 383, down another 30 cents. And our good friend Cy Monley from Farm Bureau, what is he saying? He's saying that we're probably going to 395 in the Christmas corn. So let's take a little break here. I think let's see what the clock on the wall is, and we'll be right back and cover some currencies.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, here's the U.S. dollar index. As you can see, it's had a big move here today. We were expecting this. You remember we talked about this, the importance of it staying at this 61% retracement here for so very, very long. Now, what we were watching, of course, our favorite short of the group was the British pound. And I haven't looked at it yet today because the beepers haven't gone off yet. And we'll see what's going on here. Let's get the daily chart up on this, and you'll see probably a big red bar. Boy, it was not red, but it's down. Look at the folks. We're breaking below that coveted 3,400 level that we looked at. There was the sell right up there. We had the 5-day rally at the 50%. Now we're going to cover the hello operator, the euro next, but there's where we are with the British pound. We are heading, folks, to 31.50. And it's just getting started. You see these 3 days right here? This tells you that's where we're going. Remember, that was the sell right up here, because when you look at that on the weekly, it was doing exactly what it had to be doing. And then you can see where we're breaking down. See, look at this, folks. We're breaking down below weekly lows going back to June here. We're just a few pips away. In fact, I better put the limit minder in just to remind me that in the middle of the night when I might make a few bucks. But anyway, that's what we're watching. It's got a pretty good shot. There was your ABCD. Oh, there it is again, ABCD. There it is again, ABCD. Shut the front door and raise the rent. All right, we got the British pound covered. So next one we're going to look at is the leader of the pack, which is the euro. So we're going to get the euro up and let you folks take a look at it. Just move up a notch or two. Here's the euro versus the U.S. dollar. It's 67% of the dollar index, and you want to see a red bar? Hello, operator. This is a red bar. God, how did I miss that last night? I was in there doing some other stuff today in bonds and crude oil, and I missed the whole thing in the currency. I didn't have my limit minders on to tell me I saw that, but there's where we were last night. And let's look at this on the hourly. I can see it's a spot on 786. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. How could you miss that, bozo? There's your 786 right here. There's your ABCs to the upside. There's your 786 coming in with the all the stuff that was going on positive with the European Union and all that stuff. All that. There was your key here. Look at this, folks. It stays here for 5 hours. Now, this is not. I have to update the stuff because I haven't done it. You'll see that this is all. See, once it took this out, there was your gap. Okay, then you stopped here. Once you went below that gap, folks. Oh, God help me. It's supposed to be a happy day. I am a happy day. Anyway, folks, that's $2,000 in the euro today. That's a lot of money. See, once you went below the 382, remember that? Because when we see that in the metals like we're looking for it, that's and just same thing in the stocks. When it does that, tells you the trend is changing because you can follow these things up, and when they stop following, they're going to go the other way. At least I think so. And like I say, I'm often in doubt. I'm often wrong, but never in doubt. That's a dangerous place to be. As a matter of fact, tomorrow on Saturday morning, one of our dear friends, Dr. Mohican down there in Florida, he sent me a very nice email, and I congratulated him on making it that far in the birthday world. And he said, "What's my birthday present?" And I I gave him a price that I didn't think he could possibly, because he loves trading the NASDAQ, and I missed it by just a little bit, but he was able to change it a little bit, and he got in, and he said it's the best present I've had in a few years. So anyway, that's what we've got here in the euro, and it's it's just getting ready. Look at this, folks. We're going to take out the 17th of July and just do it in a few days. That tells you that the dollar is strong, and if the dollar is strong, the gold is weak. That's the name of the game, and that's what we're watching. Now we got one other currency to cover, and that is the Japanese yen. And we always said to be careful of that one. So we're going to get up here and pull it up. And there it is. You can see the pullback here, right there, just a little below. There was your 382 on this move here, came right to there. Okay, we went a little bit lower to the 50%. I didn't check it to back here. Let's just see if that was it. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. This was the 382 off of the whole thing, folks. How much did we miss it by? 20 pips. Folks, it's $3,000 higher. This thing is, the dollar versus the yen is really smoking. The old high here was 160 and change, and we're only 148. We've come down from 139. We're up $10,000 in 4 months. So this tells us that we're going higher. We're already above the 786 of this. Let's just double check it with the hourly, but by golly, it certainly looks like it is. And it is. There's your high right back here. Check the 786, and we're sitting right at it right now. As we speak, that might be a trade for you guys that have a little bit of gumption going. We can see we've been here. Yeah, look, I've been here 3 hours. You don't have to risk very much here. Okay, look, you had 3 hours here, it backed off, so 3 hours here. Almost have to take a shot at that. As a matter of fact, if I can get off the air in time, I might even do it, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, now we have a question about some stocks, and I'm going to bring up one right now, and you're never going to guess what it is, folks. Yes, you're correct. It is Tesla. Now let's get it up here. I think he gets more press than anybody except, what was his name? Steve Jobs. When Steve was alive, he got more press than anybody. But here's the Tesla. Let's see what it's doing today. It is strong. This is good. We stopped, as you can see on the bottom down here, we stopped right at the 786. We're in another rally, and it looks like we're banging. What's up? Well, it's up quite a bit. It's up $12, $17. That's pretty good. Let's just see where it's stopping right now. We're right at the 786 also here. I don't do stocks, folks. I'm just asking there to stop. The high today was the exact 786. And, of course, NVIDIA, which everybody looks at, including me, and even I look at it. I don't trade it. Here's NVIDIA, and you'll get this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the weekly, because that's what I'm watching on the long-term basis on all this stuff, because these patterns of the ABCD variety are, just made new highs again just a little while ago. There it is right there. See all of these numbers. Now, we've been here. Now, this is the third week. You can see here we have made a higher high. The high on this week was 17472, and the high today was 14757. So we made a high by 90 cents, and we're making this monster pattern. But unfortunately, folks, it might go a hell of a lot higher. So I'm watching this to what the NASDAQ is doing, and if this fails, therein lies the problem. And believe me, artificial intelligence is the greatest thing in the world. But so was the automobile, so was television, and so was refrigeration, and all of that stuff had to be changed over the years. So AI will probably do a little bit of that over a period of time. Let's check the old clock on the wall and see how Al's telling us with the rest of the time here this morning. And we got 35 seconds. Sorry, Al, I almost made it, almost. Let's get up here. We got Apple to look at, and then we'll be right back, and we'll be talking to you about some other stocks that people have asked us about today. So stay with me, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is Larry Pesavento, and we are having a technical difficulty. I'm off campus today. I won't be back until Wednesday into Tucson, but I need to take a break here of about 3 minutes, a technical break to reboot something. I'm going to leave the chart up and running, but I'm going to take the voice off for just a little bit. I haven't been able to tell you this, and there we go. So he's going to take care of it.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, I'm back. We're looking at Apple here. As you can see, we've been here at the 50% level on the weekly chart here at 214 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. To me, that's telling you that there's probably going to be a lot of resistance up in this area. So far, that's what's happened. We'll get this out of the way. I have 3 other stocks to cover. I've already covered NVIDIA. As you can see, it's making new highs as we speak right now. Let's just get this up on the intraday so we can look at it on the 8-minute chart because it's moving pretty good. There was the high that we made here early this morning on the 28th of July. We backed off just about just a little bit, and we're back up here again. Remember, the old high was right back here. That was the 1.618 expansions. We're now above that. Now, this is the one that's leading the market, folks. I mean, there's no question about it, and it's moving pretty good. We got the Dow down 80 points. The S&P's down 1. NASDAQ is up 60, mainly because of this. So that's what we're watching. Let's take a look at that NASDAQ and just to see for kicks and giggles if it's come back above that number that we were looking at just a minute ago, which was that 382. Where is the NASDAQ here somewhere? Well, you know what I better do? I better refresh this. Hold on one second. Alberti can get this up so we can see the NASDAQ. I've got it here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it in the group without any trouble. You can see the strength in NVIDIA. I don't see the NASDAQ. I'm not going to worry about it because I don't trade it very much. That's pretty much it. The Russell is down just a little bit. So market's still holding up relatively well, but we'll not worry too much about it. Now, 3 of the stocks in the Dow that have been going crazy, well, actually, there are 3 of the 4. Let's first of all is Microsoft, and it's probably making new highs on the day too. So here's Microsoft. These are covered in the newsletter, folks. I picked the 4 biggest stocks in the Dow. Microsoft. Just a second. It's the all right. Microsoft, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, and the doggone grain company stock, and I can't remember. I have to pull it up. I've got a little senior moment here, folks. I'll bring it up in just a second. So the first one we're going to look at here is Microsoft, and you can see it's actually down on the day. So that's down a little bit. Now the next one we have was we were looking at J.P. Morgan. And let's get it up. So let OJP see if it's making new highs, because these have been the leader of the Dow. And since the Dow is down 100 now, these stocks are probably down. Hold on a second. We'll get JP Morgan up here. HIJK. JK, there it is right here. JP Morgan, let's see how it's doing today. Oh, let's see. JP Morgan's up on the day. See, it's making a new high. That's one of the reasons keeping the Dow up. Get that hourly chart up. And as you can see, you know what? It's just matched the high. It's not made a new high. It's just matched the high. And then, of course, the next one we want to look at, the one that starts with a C, and you're going to be surprised that I could remember it, which is Caterpillar, maybe looking at commodity prices so much. And you can see Caterpillar is making a new high today. This is a weekly, so it's probably kicking serious rear end here. Here's the daily. And there's your reasoning why the Dow is up so much. This is the 434 stocks. There's 4 stocks in the Dow that are over that number. One is J.P. Morgan. The first one is Goldman Sachs. The second one is Microsoft. The third one is Caterpillar, and then J.P. Morgan's right up there with the best also. And that's why they're moving so much. So let's take a look at the last one. We've done Caterpillar, Microsoft, J.P. Morgan, and I think we're going to do Goldman Sachs right now. This one should be down because of the fact that, by golly, wait a minute, it is. Wait, this might be a weekly too. Hold on just a second. Let's get the daily up. I'm not a stock trader, folks. I'm just looking at this as the index. That's all I'm doing. We made a higher high. You can see right there. Let's just blow it up. There was our higher high this morning. We took that out at 726. Now, remember, folks, on the long-term weekly, the big pattern is measured to 729, and the high's only been 728. I mean, you got to give ABC a little bit of credit. They're 725. We're trading 725.03 right now. The target's 725.09. That's why I've done so much work on these ABCDs in the last couple of weeks, because I've never seen this many. So, like I said, I'll be working in a soup kitchen in Tucson if none of this works. But, I started out, making pizza and salads for my grandma in her restaurant back in Terre Haute, Indiana, many, many years ago. All right, let's get this out of the way here. We have one other stock to cover, and then a couple of questions have popped up. The next one is, Robinhood, and that's been a very, very strong stock. As you can see here, this is the weekly. Let's make that the daily. Here's where we are. We're going to go and take a look at this on the 60-minute chart, because it's been very strong. Well, it's not going to do anything here. Let's just get back to the daily, because I don't do stocks anyway. So anyway, that's what we've had, a big run here. As you can see, it's gone from $10 to $115. Now it's trading at 106. And you can see the last 5 days we've had a little bit of a rally in here. That's all I see with that. Now, we had a question about another currency, and that is the Canadian dollar. We come up here, and we're going to be looking at the Canadian dollar here in just a second. And then we should be okay. It's down here at the bottom. There it is right there. Put that up there. Make sure we get up on the daily, I believe. And there's where we are. And you can see it's trying to make a bottom in here, folks. And it's been here, believe it or not, it's been here for 3.5 weeks. We're going to blow this up, refresh it, okay? This is something we need to look at, because this will be affecting the grain markets and also all the tariffs and stuff. See, we've got a really strong probability here. So you have higher bottoms in here, and it was exactly at the. I'm not involved with this. I was looking at the pound, of course, and the yen, pound, yen, and euro. Those are the ones that I watch, because that's where the real money is. But this has been pretty good. It's rallied, $1,200-$1,300 here in the last 3 or 4 days, and that tells us we've got another ABCD coming up into this area right here. We'll just draw this in so you'll be able to see it, and there'll be another one right behind it. There's one pattern right here. And so we have another ABCD. If you like ABCD, and I hope you do, there's another ABCD coming in right about there. Holy moly, boys and girls, maybe we should take a look at the short side of the Canadian dollar here in a few days up here at this 137.90. What do you think? That's 60 pips from where we are right now. And all it's got to do is get right to there. The risk here going to be really small, probably $400, and that's not bad. Look at this last move that we had here on the Canadian one. It had a really big move. You can see we had a big rally right here that was into that May high, and it went back, and what did it do? It repeated itself right there. And what will happen if it happens again? It'll repeat itself right there. Do you think Andrew Lowe didn't come on to something when he was watching how these markets repeat? He said in his book, The Non-Random Walk Down Wall Street, markets repeat in perfect harmony, and they also are predictable within limits. And that's what the keyword there is, limits, because when you're wrong, you got to get out of Dodge, right? That's what we try to tell you here. So we got another segment coming up here. I think that's about it right now. So stay with me here. We got a little bit more to cover as we got some guests coming up this week. Mr. Harley's going to be coming into the room here on I believe Wednesday or Thursday, and then we're going to have Mike Moore coming in later this week, and of course we're going to have Paula coming in also. So we got a full week of really good guests, and we don't want to miss any of those. So try to do that. Also, say some white light for one of our friends that just lost a family member. It was only his grandma, and she was 98, but he took it pretty hard, and we want to give some white light. Anybody lives 98, they don't need a lot of white light, man. Their light's been lit for a very long time, as they say in the trade. So that's what we're watching here today on the 28th of July, the birth date of Ralph Nelson Elliott, the leader of the old Elliott wave theory idea. So we'll take a break here, and we'll be back to wrap up the show in just a little bit. So stay tuned.